Hello, YouTube world. My name is Derek, and welcome to the Black and White Effect. Tonight, I want to discuss a topic that I think is very prevalent for any community that everyday people struggle with. And that topic that I want to discuss tonight is when people doubt God. I'm going to say it one more time for people that didn't hear me. When people doubt God. I know that's a strange topic for a lot of people because a lot of people may be saying to themselves, that's one thing I don't do. I don't doubt God. I'm always having faith in Him. I always had faith in Him. But if you really be honest and look back over your life, you will know that there's been some times when people have doubted God. And we're going to discuss that tonight. So let's go ahead and get into it. So get your popcorn ready, get your Coke, your sweet tea. Have a seat because it's gonna get good. When we doubting God, a lot of us not understanding that it's almost like going against a parent that has your best intentions, but when you can't get your way, you started to resent God and you start to get frustrated and mad at God. So things like that can make a person angry in life. Things like that can turn a person that's has a good soul and a good heart, turn it to evil. And no matter what your upbringing is, no matter where you come from culturally, no matter what your ethnicity is, to be honest, everybody is dealt a hand of cards in life that they have to play. Now, some people are dealt the hand of cards that's a good hand of cards. And a lot of y'all who play cards, who play Uno, who play spades, will know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you have a good hand of cards that you know you're going to win, so you feel very confident and you're very happy. Then there's the other side when you have a bad hand of cards that you were dealt with, but you still got to figure out a way to win with those bad hand of cards. That's life. That's kind of how life is. So let's talk about it. Let's say you are dealt a good hand of cards, just like life. It just followed that way. It doesn't mean that God is handing out, certain cards are good or bad. It that doesn't work. Everybody has a different path in life. So when you dealt a good hand of cards, your life may be different. You may live in a nice community with nice homes or Whole Foods down the street, a nice Chase Bank, a good school system, parks and recreational and all these good things that you would find in a nice area. Not a lot of police presence. Things you would find in a nice area. You may have a good job, doing well in school, going back to school, kids playing sports, just the everyday, what they'll call American dream. That's the hand that you dealt. Who won't want that hand? But then you have that hand that bad hand that you are dealt. And a lot of people are dealt this hand more than others. And with this hand, it comes crime in your neighborhoods. It comes bad school system. It becomes fast food restaurants all in your area, liquor stores every other block, a church on every corner. Because there's always fast food, liquor stores, and a church on every corner in the ghettos and the hoods of America. Kids getting into trouble, marriage and relationship isn't going right. You had to drop out of school because of you got to take care of grandma or granddaddy, whatever the case may be, dealing with family issues and family curses. You dealt that hand. Working a job where you're not making a lot of money, you feel like you should make more, and struggle. But you got to play that hand of cards that you dealt. Now, with that hand, that brings on a lot more than the first hand because now you're dealing with life every day compared to somebody who is dealing with life every now and then. When something happens, they have the financial means to fix it or to pay for it. To where somebody else is struggling financially and they have to go and borrow money or try to figure it out on their own. It's a total different life. And when you're going through that life, you start to become you start to doubt God. You start to question God. You start to sit there and simmer and say, why me? Because you're seeing all these different people riding around in these nice luxury vehicles. You're seeing these nice homes that these people are living in, these good paying jobs, these good school systems for their kids, and you just sitting there and you like, come, my life can't be like that. Now, a lot of people can find ways to get out of the struggle that they're in, provide that type of life for themselves. They work hard, the boots to the ground, as what people would say, and they get to work and they start working on that type of life. Some people are dealt the hand where it's really hard. It's a struggle to even get out of the situation that your parents or that your family or you may have a generational curse that's keeping you where you are financially, mentally, spiritually. So it's a little bit of a tougher road. So when you're dealing with that and you're losing a job every time because they not giving you what you need, or you feel like you're not getting enough training, or whatever the case may be, you just dealing with struggle all the time. That will make you resentful, and then, like I stated, you start questioning God. But the question is, how you gonna question a God that wakes you up every day so you can go to that job and make money, so you can be present in your kids' life, to be there and provide for them, so you can be a partner to your husband or to your wife, and providing you with that vehicle that's getting you to work, no matter how that vehicle look, no matter if it's on three wheels, you still got a vehicle. No matter how beat up it looks, you still should be thankful you have a vehicle. But a lot of people don't see it like that. Yes, the struggle is real. It's real. But different people have different paths in life, and we don't understand that. Say, for instance, perfect example. There's a race, and it's in this big park, huge park. And in this race, you have several different pathways to win at the end of this race. You can take the pathway left, you can take the pathway straight ahead, and you can take the pathway going right. Now, some people, when they're going through this race called life, some people want to take it, they want to do some shortcuts. So they take the left side of the pathway. They want to get there faster because to them, it's all about winning. It's not about the journey, it's about winning. So their pathway may be easy. They ain't got to go through no brushes, no bushes. They ain't got to deal with no animals. They ain't got to deal with falling, tripping, rough terrain. None of that. Just straight pathway, running to get there. Then you have some that have a pathway straight ahead. Now that pathway straight ahead on a straight and narrow path, that's a hard path because on that pathway it is bushes. It is brush. You're gonna get cut up a little bit. You're gonna have to go through some woods. You're gonna have to deal with go up some hills and some mountains. You're gonna have to deal with some things in order to get on the other side to win that race. You may not come out the same way you looked when you started the race. That's a part of the journey. That's life. And then you have those that go the right pathway where things are easy sometimes, and then there are some parts of the race where it gets hard sometimes. Everybody has a different pathway in life. So doubting God, getting mad at God is not the way to go. Spending time with him no matter where you are in life, no matter if you're mad, sad, happy, you You celebrating something, you pissed off about something, you should always have a relationship with God. You should always be communicating with him. You should always be praying. You should always be reading. That's the most high. You can't walk this thing called life without the most high. You just can't do it. It's sad to see people that feel like they can do things without God. They felt like they got that job promotion without God. They feel like they got the man of their dreams or they woman of their dreams without God. That's a sad situation. Doubting God is one of those things where that has to be your last resort. That's crazy. No matter what your struggle is in life, you have to understand that when you're consistently being provided for, just because you don't see that blessing right then and there, doesn't mean that God is not working on that blessing for you. If you're struggling to pay bills, if you're struggling to feed your family, if you're struggling dealing with, you know, your marriage or relationship, if you're struggling with your kids and you're praying and you're praying and you're praying, and you just feel like you don't see anything happen, that doesn't mean that God is not working it out in the background for you. It takes time. When you want a good meal, it takes a little bit time to cook it. You gotta let it simmer in that crock pot. You gotta put that good seasoning in there. Put that good meat. But if you just want a quick microwave meal, then your hot pocket may come out burnt because you want something quick and fast. And quick and fast don't always mean good. That's another thing that we as a society need to do a better job at. Everybody wants everything so fast. And when you don't get it, what you do? You start doubting God. Sitting there in your thoughts. Why me? What did I do? I don't deserve this. I must be getting punished for something, Lord. Now, sometimes God is taking you through something to better you, to give you a life lesson, so that when you get into this higher position or this higher realm that He's trying to put you in, or this new level, you'll be ready. What type of what type of God do you think we have? Because the Most High is like a parent. So, what type of parent do you want throwing you out there to the world unprepared? You have to go through something. You're gonna have to, and it's gonna end up making you stronger. You can't live a life trying to satisfy everybody because you'll be constantly miserable. Yes, it's good to help people. Yes, it's good to be there for folks. Yes, it's good to be nice to people. But sometimes, it's overboard when you let people use you. People will use you. Family, friends, neighbor, it don't matter. People will use you. So you rather trust people than God. Because that's what it looks like. Everything that you see in this world, everything that you can physically see, God has created. But a lot of us rather trust man's word than God. And he already done proved it to you. But we doubting him. So where's the faith? Faith is a strong thing, people. It's tough. You got to think, you got to believe in something that you don't see. Now, as you get older in life, if you become closer to God and you start reading your Bible and you start praying to God and really talking to God and getting into that prayer closet with God and get closer to Him, a lot of times you start feeling God too. That presence is something else. I done been there. Sometimes you can hear God. A lot of people can be asleep in their bed and hear their name called. I've been there before. That ain't me in my head dreaming. Gary, Gary. No, that's not me. I heard that name loud and powerful and clear. I know who that was. The Most High has a way to let you know He's there. His presence is there. And you gonna doubt that? Again, yes, life is tough. Yes, we all go through things. Yes, it's frustrating. And yes, sometimes it's not even fair. But I believe if you sit back, a lot of us just sit back and think about your life and where you came from and where you are, what you got, you're probably in a better situation than a lot of other people. But we too busy in this new society want everything so fast and gimme, 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 gimme that we don't know how to be thankful for the little things that we do got. I'm starting to learn that myself as I get older that everything ain't about money. Love and family and friendship and loyalty and just having peace. That's what's important. I'd rather have my peace and happiness than money, riches and fame and wealth. You can keep that. But my family, my peace, my happiness, my joy, that's what brings me happiness, not this material world. You will get lost in this material world running up behind material stuff. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, and after I say it, you're gonna understand what I mean. You ready? Here it goes. If you go to a Mercedes Benz dealership to get a car, SUV, whatever you're trying to get, and your wife wants a vehicle too, so she doesn't want a Mercedes Benz, she wants a Honda Accord or a Genesis or a Lexus or a Chevrolet, whatever the case may be, Ford. At that Mercedes Benz dealership, don't you know that you paying more money for that car just for the emblem and the symbol, the Mercedes Benz symbol, because it's a symbol. Those same parts, that same door, that same metal, them same tires, them same lug nuts, that same radio, that same dashboard can be found at a Toyota. Just made differently. You're paying for the same type of car, just a different name and a different symbol. And we worshiping these luxury vehicles, material clothes. You just gotta wear Polo, Nike, Tommy Hilfiger, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Like you just Prada. You just gotta have it. Why? Why? When they make them clothes on in China for like $5 and they sell it to you for $200, $300, straight hipping us. But we think we doing good. We think we living life over here in America, and we have the nerves to doubt who's giving us everything. We have options. So if you don't want to spend $200 or $300 on a Gucci and Louis Vuitton outfit or Givenchy and all these different brands, guess what? You can go to Shein and get a nice pair of pants and shirt for $15 and still look good. That's common sense. Now, if you have that type of money, you want to live that type of lifestyle, that's all good for you. But you can't live above your means. Then when things don't go right, you want to blame God. Why has this happened to me, God? Because you can't have a $700 car note and you only bringing in $500 a week. That don't make sense to me. How you gonna pay your rent, gas, cell phone bill, and car insurance, groceries, personal items, cable? How you gonna do it? Because we're trying to live above our means and show people that we got it. And then when things fall around us, we want to blame God. We want to get mad at Him. And God's sitting there saying to Himself, mm, 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 mm. Look at this ungrateful child. I done bless you with all these options in the world. I've given you resources. I've given you hands, feet, a brain to think, eyes. I gave you all the resources out here. There are jobs upon jobs upon jobs out here. You can create and open a business. You can go back to school. You can go to the Navy or the Army. There's so many options to where you can have an opportunity. Yes, it is hard out here for a lot of us to get those opportunities. You are correct. But that still shouldn't stop you for going after what you want to accomplish in life. And when you don't accomplish it because you're sitting down procrastinating, then you want to blame God. Again, how? The creator of all, the one that gives you protection. You living in that hood or the ghetto. Guess what? Your house ain't been touched by one bullet. It ain't been broken into. He's protecting. He's protecting you. He's protecting your children. A lot of people don't have that that covering. A lot of people don't have that. They want to live that life, that fast life. They wanted that fast money. And when they go through things, they want to ask why. You know what kills me about people? And I used to do this when I was younger. But as I got older, I understand and I know better. But what kills me is people that the only time they need God is when they're going through something. The only time they call on God's name is when they're going through something, when they having issues in life, and that's when they get on their knees and start praying. And God is like, you ain't he looking at you calling him like I haven't seen this number in a long time. Now you calling me, what's going on? Please, God, I just really need to get through this situation. I just really need this job. I really want this Mercedes Benz car. I really want this man at my job. I really want to marry her. I really want to marry him. And he's like, "Are you serious? This is the only time you come to me when you want something?" That's how a parent thinks. When their kids keep coming to them for money, for things that they want and need. They like, you don't come to me and just tell me you love me. You don't come to me just tell me you miss me. You don't come to me tell me that you were thinking about me. That's how God looks at us. You can't sit down for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, pull out your Bible and read to get some knowledge and some understanding. You can't say a little prayer in your car before you go into work to talk to me, to build that intimate bond. But as soon as you go out, go drinking with your friends and start driving home drunk and you hit somebody, then you like, oh God, why me? It don't make sense. But again, we want to doubt and get frustrated at God when we don't get what we want. A lot of times God is patient and he may be waiting on us to get our act together because he already got it together. He's just waiting on us. People don't think about that. If you stop smoking, drinking, fornicating, looking at other women, other men, doing all this stuff that you don't supposed to, cheating on your wife, cheating on your husband, doing low down things to people, writing certain messages on Facebook, hating on other people because their life is better than yours and things are going right and yours is not going right, instead of congratulating them and being happy for them. What you think gonna happen? And we want to blame God. That's build a relationship with God, get to know him. In the world that we live in, we can't go off of everybody's word. You're gonna have to read the word for yourself. You got to build a relationship with God yourself. You're gonna have to have an interpretation of the relationship with your God yourself. You can't go on YouTube and social media platforms and kind of build your relationship off God based off of what somebody else says. It don't work like that. That's something I had to understand. It's good to go to church. It's good to follow your pastor and listen to the word in the scripture. But at the same time, build a relationship with God also yourself. Your pastor can't bring that connection to you and God. You're gonna have to do that yourself. It's good to congregate. It's good to listen to the word. It's good to be in the Lord's house. But at the same time, it's good to have that one-on-one relationship with God also. Because a lot of people don't talk to God or reach out to God until they get into the church house on Sunday morning. But wonder why their life ain't going right. Wonder why things ain't happening for them like other people. You can't follow up in church when things ain't going right. And that's the only time the pastor see you is when you got problems. It's ridiculous. Learn to build that relationship with God. Learn to stop and think. Bring peace into your life. You don't have to jump for everybody every time somebody call. You don't have to go save a marriage or a friendship or deal with a family issue all the time. Learn to have peace within yourself. Learn to have peace in your household. Learn to meditate, work out, pray, and learn to grow within yourself and walk with God. That's going to be the best peace you ever had. But if you're trying to be there for everybody, if you're trying to please everybody, if you're trying to lend yourself out and stretch yourself out so many different ways to people, people again will use you. You can't put man over God. You just can't do it. Sometimes you don't have to answer the phone. Sometimes that person need to figure it out themselves. That's not being harsh. That's the truth. Everybody got a cousin, auntie, uncle, sister, brother, whoever, friend, coworker, whoever. The only time they call you is when they want to talk to you about something, dealing with them. Either they relationship problems or they work problems, and you don't want to hear that all the time because you're dealing with stuff yourself. Why you keep falling on man instead of going to God? How can you have peace taking on two or three different households? You can't. Now your relationship is suffering because you're dealing with other people's household situations. But you can't even be physically there for your own household. So before you start doubting God, before you start resenting God, before you start getting frustrated with things in life don't go well, understand this. The Most High is always there. You just have to call on Him. You just have to give your life to Him and be focused on building that relationship and walking with Him. It's a struggle, people. Walking this walk with God is not for everybody. It's not. It's going to be the hardest thing you do because it's so easy to go out there in life and to drink and party and smoke and fornicate and all these different things. Go gambling, the casinos, go to Las Vegas, do all these different things. That's fun. That's fun life. It sounds fun until you die, and when you wake up, it's so hot where you at. You feel like you should have brung some seasoning, some vegetables, some chicken broth because it's cooking in here. Or or you can live your life the best of your ability by following God, treating people right, learning from your mistakes, going after your dreams and what you want in life, and being a good person, loving, kind to people, not hating, not looking down on nobody, not jealous every time you see them because you feel like they doing something better than you and you looking them up and down. What happened to the love? What happened to the love? Don't it feel like we don't have love anymore in families and in this world? Doesn't it feel like friendships nowadays aren't as close as they used to be? People are barely calling each other now. It's going from calling to texting. And it goes from calling to texting. I text them every now and then. More people on Facebook scrolling than they are on the phone talking to their significant other or talking to their kids in college or their family members. People are getting away from love and it's building up resentment, frustration at the world. And that's again when you start taking your frustration and doubt on God. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time. This was a good subject line tonight. I wanted to get with you guys about again doubting God and getting frustrated that God is not the way to go. You have to come in peace with yourself, get to know who you are, also get to know God, get to know the Most High. It don't take nothing but a few seconds just to get on your knees, no matter where you are, and talk to Him. Go drive to the park by yourself. Get away from the kids, get away from your husband, your wife. Just go somewhere by yourself and just talk to God. Sometimes it's good to release. You may have somebody to talk to in your life, but you don't want to keep telling them everything that's bad going on in your life. So sometimes you just need to go somewhere and talk to God. Go sit by a lake. Go in your closet by yourself. Close the door. Go in the bathroom. Close the door. Walk outside down the street by yourself and just talk to God and see how things in your life will start changing. It may take some time. It may take some time because God got to get that thing right. But if you want it the right way and on time, like a Pizza Hut pizza that's gonna come on time, you gotta pray. You gotta lockstep and focus. Put your best foot forward in life. So again, thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel. Uh, for all the YouTube friends and people that's been showing love, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good night.